A horrific crime that has come to light from Uttar Pradesh, where a deaf and mute woman was allegedly kidnapped and gang raped in Uttar Pradesh while she was returning home on Monday. What's shocking is that the incident reportedly took place just a few meters from the homes of the district's top officials. CCTV cameras were found to be off in these particular areas. The cops began an investigation and arrested the two attackers within 24 hours after the woman's brother informed the police about his sister and registered a complaint with them. The UP cops arrested two attackers within 24 hours following an encounter. But the pictures that are horrifying of the woman who was running for her life. Let me cut across to Samarth Srivastav joining us live from Lucknow with further details on how the two attackers were caught, the encounter and what's next.
Well, exactly. That's a horrific crime that happened in Balrampur district, and what the visuals clearly say, it's really, really horrific because you see a woman, a Divyang woman running for help to secure her life from the attackers, from the accused. You can clearly see the bikers coming, following her, and that's the place where it all is happening. It's the posh place, it's the posh locality of Balrampur from where the government offices' residences are hardly 1 or 2 kilometers. So the bigger question is, where the police movement, where the police patrolling was, that the government or the police administration, obviously, they do say these things that there are regular patrolling happening. And what we got to know from the family, they have accused that it's a gang rape, and FIR has also been registered in this particular matter. When the lady did not return home, the family members looked for her, searched her around and found her in the bushes in an unconscious state. And later she was shifted to the hospital where it was confirmed that it's a rape. Though the family and the girl herself has claimed that it's a gang rape, so the sections that have written in the FIR are of the gang rape. The two accused have been, in a way, caught in the encounter, but remaining are still in the free. So that's a bigger thing coming in. The family is saying that the other accused haven't been arrested yet. The complete justice will be provided. Then all the accused will be nabbed. The bigger thing is that the victim woman is deaf, she cannot escape, she cannot speak, she cannot listen. So that's a bigger thing, that a Divyang got gang raped in Balrampur, Uttar Pradesh. Though the police is saying that we have launched the manhunt for the remaining accused, two have already been arrested, and further action and investigation is on in this particular matter. Back to you.
Oh yes, Samarth, and extremely horrifying to imagine what the victim must have gone through in those moments when she was running to save her life. Also, the fact that no CCTVs around this area were working, there were no cops or, any patrolling of sorts that was happening in a supposedly posh area.
Well, exactly, that's a bigger question. Because this incident hasn't happened in any village or any remote area. This is the posh area, posh locality of Balrampur district. We know that there are residences of CMOs, DMs, SPs, and all of these residences were hardly 1 or 2 kilometers from the place where it all happened. We can expect that it could have happened in the VR. She was returning from her maternal uncle's home to her residence when this particular incident happened. And you can clearly see these visuals are quite worrisome. How a girl, deaf, cannot listen, cannot speak, cannot even shout, you can clearly say. That's something quite horrifying as well, what has actually happened in Balrampur. And attackers kept on following her. What she said in a statement, the police statement, that one of the guys asked her to sit on the bike, and when she refused, they took her to a deserted place where the entire assault happened. So that's a bigger crime happening out here, because the girl is Divyang, and also though the instructions have been given to the police officials, the manhunt is on for the remaining accused. Two of them have been arrested in an encounter, but the hunt for other remaining accused is still on in this particular matter.
All right, Samarth, many thanks for getting us the latest details. Of course, we'll keep coming back to you for further updates. Another shocking incident that has been reported from Karnataka's Bengaluru city, where a woman was allegedly chased by 10 to 12 drivers. This happened on the 10th of August. The incident that occurred very late at night, and it was captured on CCTV cameras. Now, according to the victim, one of the drivers overtook her recklessly, and all of them began chasing her with bricks until she reached her residence. The CCTV footage also shows that the victim was chased, her car was vandalized by the assailants, and her relatives were also thrashed by the attacker, including her father. The victim's family has now filed an FIR, and they are demanding immediate arrest of the assaulters. A massive probe is underway. Let me cut across to Nagarjun Dwarkanath joining us with further details of what had happened. What time was it when this incident particularly occurred? How far was she from her house? And these men who chased her to her house even assaulted her father, her other family members.
Well, that's true. This happened in the Hulimavu police limits, and what exactly happened was this was a road rage incident when one of the taxi drivers overtook. The argument broke out, and then 10 to 12 taxi drivers chased this woman, is what we are told. The victim then reached the house, and these taxi drivers reached the house with the bricks and stones and then started vandalizing the property of the victim and also the car, is what we are told. Then she had to ask for help from the police department. An FIR has been lodged at this point of time. Investigation is underway, but no one has been arrested yet. The police are saying that within the next 1 day, people would be arrested because there is CCTV footages which can see the faces, and hence they have all evidences to arrest people, is what they've said.
The larger question, Nagarjun, of the safety of women in Bengaluru, since such incidents have been on the rise, of the many road rage incidents that have also been reported, and how this becomes very critical for women who are traveling at night.
Well, that's true. Absolutely. This is a wake-up call for people also, that police department have been giving instructions that whenever you're in a road rage incident, do not get out of the car, do not get into an argument. First is to reach the safest spot. There are certain procedures and protocols also the police department keeps talking about, that you can't get into an argument because people, when in a road rage, they're in anger, they're acting out of anger as well. So, but for women as such, they have said that call 112, so that the Hoysala cars or the police patrol cars can reach you immediately. That's what happened in this case also, and the police have lodged an FIR after that.
Nagarjun, many thanks for getting us those details. Shocking crimes that are being reported on the streets of the national capital. In fact, from phone and shop robbery to chain snatching, all these incidents that have been reported, these shocking incidents that have been caught on camera as well. In one of these cases, a man was ambushed, choked and robbed of his mobile phone, and all of this that happened within seconds, exposing the audacity of the loot gang that is operating in the national capital, once again raising questions over the law and order situation. Another disturbing video that has emerged from Shakurpur, where a woman was strangled from behind. Her jewelry was snatched away from her as the culprits fled on a scooty. Adding to the fear is the return of Delhi's notorious Mirchi gang, which threw chili powder into a shopkeeper's eyes before looting the store. Now, needless to say, these brazen attacks that have raised serious concerns over the law and order situation in the national capital. Let me cut across to Shreya Chatterjee to get a sense of these three incidents that have been reported and what was the sequence of events, particularly raising fears when it comes to safety of its citizens. Shreya.
Well, you know, Suyesha, the number of incidents that have come to the rise, especially the videos that we've got of these gangs that are operating in the national capital, running amok freely, puts a big question on the operation of the Delhi police. Remember, there are multiple incidents that have happened. An MP's chain was snatched from a high-profile area, putting serious questions on the law and order situation. I mean, it will be interesting to see whether the Delhi police have some kind of around-the-clock surveillance monitoring, which is done in a better manner, because if the videos are to be told, it's clearly saying that somewhere down the line, when it comes to the law and order situation of protecting the citizens in the national capital, it looks like it's slipping away from the hands of the Delhi police.
Continue talking to Ashriya with regards to the investigation that is underway in these particular cases, and whether the perpetrators have been nabbed, whether it is the work of a particular gang or whether these are standalone incidents that have been reported.
Well, there are standalone incidents that have been reported from the national capital. So far as the investigation is concerned, we have reached out to the concerned officials of the different districts from where these incidents have been reported. They've suggested that they are mounting CCTV surveillance to actually track these incidents in the first place, especially when it comes to the operation of people who are more than one in number, who are actually attacking people when it comes to robbery in the first place. That's also something which is on the rise in the national capital is what we are being told. So clearly, with these visuals coming in, we only hope that the Delhi police speeds up action, but they are telling us that they are mounting CCTV analysis to track down these perpetrators.
All right, Shreya, many thanks for those details. Quickly take our viewers through its details because from condoling Pakistani casualties to hosting its army chief and reviving Kashmir talks, Washington's soft corner for Islamabad has raised serious concerns in India. Experts say this is politics, not principle. More on it in this next report.
Just months after the deadly Pahalgam terror attack, where Pakistani terrorists butchered 26 innocents. The United States and Pakistan held counter-terror talks in Islamabad, with US condoling Pak lives lost in terror attacks. But shockingly, Pakistan's notorious role in sponsoring terror was nowhere on the agenda, raising serious doubts in India about America's true intentions. Just a day earlier, the United States had slapped terrorist tag on the Balochistan Liberation Army, which is fighting Pakistani atrocities through armed struggle.
Their shared commitment to combating terrorism in all its forms and manifestations during this latest round of the talks in Islamabad, the United States and Pakistan discussed ways to enhance cooperation to counter terrorist threats, and I think that for the region and for the world, the United States working with both those nations is good news and will promote a future that's beneficial.
This exposed America's double standards in fighting terror. India watches in disbelief as Trump cozies up to Pakistan, hosting its army chief twice post-Operation Sindoor, signing oil deals and reviving Kashmir mediation talks, while ignoring India's persistent anti-terror diplomacy. Defense experts warn this is a calculated United States game to push China out of Pakistan and keep Kashmir simmering, all to fuel its own arms market.
We should remember that it is the Pakistan and America together they created Taliban. American president requires Pakistan. Pakistan is strategically important. And at the moment, Pakistan has got Chinese influence in it, which America does not want. America now has his own gay hands tied, and he has no other option but to champion the cause of Pakistan and praise Pakistan.
My assessment is that America is playing a big game in this region now, and they've decided that Pakistan will be their pawn, of course, or their hired, facility.
Cutting across party lines, India unitedly slammed the United States and Pakistan terror hypocrisy, reminding Trump that US had found 9/11 mastermind Osama in Pakistan's own backyard.
आज वो आप ही की जमीन से कह रहे हैं न्यूक्लियर वॉर करेंगे, ये कहां तक सही है? वी एंजॉय स्ट्रेटेजिक फ्रेंडली रिलेशनशिप विद अमेरिका. इकोनॉमिक रिलेशंस भी हमारे काफी स्ट्रांग हैं. कहीं ना कहीं हमारे कंसर्न्स को दरकिनार कर पाकिस्तान की सराहना करना ये थोड़ा अटपटा सा है, एंड आई एम श्योर बिटवीन टू फॉरेन सेक्रेटरीज, फॉरेन मिनिस्टर एंड फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी इसको एड्रेस करेंगे.
Washington's priorities are clear: self-interest over justice. And India cannot allow Trump to trample its anti-terror offensive. With Pranay Upadhyay, Bureau Report, India Today.
And we cut across to breaking news coming in. Rahul Gandhi has claimed a threat to his life, and this he said before Pune court, where an application has also been filed in the defamation case arising out of his comments on Veer Savarkar. Rahul Gandhi has said that he has grave apprehensions about his safety due to the recent political issues raked up by him and his earlier comments on Savarkar. Rahul Gandhi has said complainant in the case is a direct descendant of Nathuram Godse. Rahul Gandhi has said that there is documented history of violence and anti-constitutional tendencies linked to the complainant's lineage. Rahul Gandhi in his application has said that there exists a clear, reasonable and substantial apprehension that Rahul Gandhi may face harm, wrongful implication or other forms of targeting. It's a big statement that is coming from Rahul Gandhi, where he said that there is a history of violence that is associated with the complainant's lineage. History should not be allowed to repeat itself, where he's referred to Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. Rahul Gandhi has further claimed that his vote chori allegations have triggered his political opponents. Rahul Gandhi has claimed that he has received not one but two public threats by the BJP already, one by Union Minister Ravneet Singh Bittu, calling Gandhi the #1 terrorist of the country, and another by BJP leader Tarvinder Singh Marwa. For further details on this, I cut across to my colleague Nalini, who joins us on the broadcast. Nalini, take us through the claims Rahul Gandhi is making and whether anything is being done about it in terms of his security.
Well, Suyesha, it's a big statement and a big claim that Rahul Gandhi has made before the Pune court. Just to put things into context, there was a defamation case going on against him for the comments that he had made on Veer Savarkar. Now, the complainant in the case, according to his own written submissions, is a descendant of Nathuram Godse and the Godse family. So what Rahul Gandhi claims is that there is history of violence in the complainant's family, and because of that he fears that history should not be able to repeat itself, should not be allowed rather to repeat itself, through which he is referring to Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. He claims that there is a genuine threat to his life, that he has grave apprehension that some sort of harm might be caused to him. And this is not just because of the lineage of the complainant, where he is related to Nathuram Godse, but also because of the kind of statements and the kind of political moves that Rahul Gandhi has made in the recent past. Specifically referring to his vote chori allegations, he says that these allegations have massively triggered his political opponents, which is the ruling BJP at the center right now, which is why he fears that there might be a genuine threat to his life. And keeping that in mind, he's asked for protection from the Pune court. He's also asked the court to ensure that the proceedings in the defamation case are allowed to happen in a free and fair manner, and that Rahul Gandhi's safety is ensured by the court. So there's an application that has been filed by his lawyer before the special MP MLA court in Pune. The court has taken the application on record. We are given to understand the hearing on his plea might be sometime in September, but it's a big claim that is coming from the leader of the opposition, where he's claiming that there is a grave apprehension, that there is a genuine threat to his life, not only because the complainant's family, there is history of violence in the complainant's family, but also because of the kind of allegations and the political allegations that he's made in the recent past regarding the functioning of the Election Commission and the vote chori allegations. Suyesha.
All right, Nalini, thank you for those details. And we cut across to more breaking news coming in of the row that is escalating over meat ban call on Independence Day. Asaduddin Owaisi, who has hit out at the Hyderabad civic body over ID meat ban. Owaisi has said that meat ban is callous and unconstitutional. He said that there is absolutely no link between Independence Day, its celebration, and eating meat. He said that this is a straight-up violation of right to liberty and livelihood. Let me cut across to Abdul Bashir joining us live with further details, Abdul, and the kind of reactions Owaisi's statement has evoked, because he asks a straight-up question. What is the connection between Independence Day and meat ban?
Well, yes, AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi had reacted to the meat ban controversy that is ongoing, where the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation had issued orders stating that all the cattle slaughterhouses and retail beef shops or the meat shops within the GHMC limits will be closed on 15th and 16th of August. One is the Independence Day and the other is the Janmashtami. So these 2 days, the meat shops are said to be closed, the slaughterhouses are said to be closed, and this order was released by the GHMC. Citing Section 533 subclause B of the GHMC Act 1955. Now, after this particular order is out, the AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi had lashed out at the government, stating that it is the Independence Day that we are celebrating, and then you put a restriction on what we eat is not appropriate. This is completely unconstitutional, and these kind of orders are not a good sign, is what he meant. Over to you.
All right, Abdul, thank you for those details. And well, as the dogfight over India's biting problem continues, Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai, has agreed to urgently consider a request to list a case concerning community dogs following an August 11 order from the Apex Court. On Monday, Supreme Court ordered that all stray dogs in the Delhi NCR region be picked up within 8 weeks and housed in shelters to be established by the appropriate authorities. The order has sparked sharp reactions. While some hail the verdict as a welcome relief, others condemn it as illogical. Let me cut across to Nalini joining us live with further details on the CGI statement saying, we will look into it. Now, we've seen the kind of protests that have happened and how divided the society is on this particular issue. What is likely to happen next, given the fact that the full details of the order have still not been uploaded for everybody to go through every point of what the Supreme Court is trying to do through it?
Well, Suyesha, it is a little bit unusual that it's almost 48 hours now and counting since the time that the Supreme Court had made some very strong oral observations, but the written copy of the order is not out yet. What's even more unusual, Suyesha, is the fact that despite the written order not being out, action is still being carried out on the ground, which is why not once but twice this matter was mentioned before the CGI today. Once in the morning, a 2024 petition was mentioned where they asked for the CGI to look into the matter regarding sterilization and immunization of stray dogs in the national capital, where the CGI had assured that he is going to look into the matter. Again, right before the bench rose for the day, another lawyer had also mentioned this matter, saying that despite the written orders still not being out, action was being taken on the ground and there were parts of Delhi where the dogs, stray dogs, were being picked up by the authorities. Now remember, even in the oral observation, Suyesha, the court had given the municipal authorities 6 to 8 weeks of time and told them to prepare shelters for these dogs. And only after these shelters were put in place will it be possible to move these dogs from their, wherever they are right now, from their current areas, back to the shelters. But at the same time, we still have to wait for the written copy of the order to say exactly what are the directions that the Supreme Court has given. But at the same time, what we are seeing is that in the aftermath of the Supreme Court hearing, there are at least 2 high courts that have passed, if not the same, but similar kind of orders. We've seen one order from the Rajasthan High Court where they've categorically asked for the stray dogs in the cities of Jaipur, Jodhpur and Udaipur to be removed and to be moved to shelters. And another similar order is also coming from the Madras High Court. So there is no doubt about the fact that there is a larger fallout of whatever the Supreme Court says, along with the fact that there is a massive backlash that the Supreme Court is receiving, not only from within the animal activist community and the dog lovers, but also from the general public. So as to whether or not that's going to impact the written order of the Supreme Court in any way is an interesting thing that we are watching out for, which is why we are eagerly awaiting the written judgment of the Supreme Court in this entire issue. And what also remains to be seen is what the CGI will do now, because he has assured the lawyers that he will look into the matter. But will this mean that the Supreme Court will recall yet another order that has been issued by it is something that still remains to be seen, and we wouldn't want to speculate on that at this point.
Oh yes, absolutely. Take your point there. Nalini, I want to thank you for joining us. There have been questions as far as shelters for these stray dogs are concerned. 10 lakh stray dogs and barely any shelters is even more concerning. While the country remains divided over the Supreme Court's directive, a key question that looms large: can the order even be implemented in its entirety? How many of the required shelters actually exist, and what is their condition like in India? India Today bringing you this ground report. Take a look.
In 8 weeks, about 10 lakh dogs across Delhi NCR are expected to be taken and into animal shelters. But where are these shelters? Do they even exist on paper? And are they equipped to take in lakhs and lakhs of stray dogs permanently? To answer these questions, India Today visited animal welfare centres run by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi to assess their condition, only to find serious operational lapses. The Animal Birth Control Centre in Tughlakabad is leased out to a Gujarat-based NGO that has previously faced suspension orders for illegal, irresponsible and cruel animal activities. Despite all irregularities and violation of animal birth control rules, the NGO managed to obtain the tender in Delhi.
The operational challenges are very different from what it is written on paper. Ideally, an ABC center should be running in the proper manner. The doctors should be present, and clearly it shouldn't be shut down like the one that we see here right now. I'll try my best to give you a glimpse from down of this center that is in Tughlakabad. These are the government-run ABC programs that are done in the national capital.
India Today also found the animal birth control unit in Lajpat Nagar locked. The staff did not respond to repeated knocks and the gate remained shut.
We are trying to get in touch with somebody to open the shelter for us, but it seems like the doors have been closed from inside at the moment. So this is the ground reality of shelters. First of all, there aren't many shelters that are run by the MCD for dogs. There are just these places where these are sterilization centers that are run by the MCD. But even though this is the condition where a registered center of the MCD is not even open at the time during the day per so.
At the Masoodpur Sterilization Center in Vasant Kunj, the only doctor on duty was absent. Surgery entries were not shown. There was no record of when dogs had been brought in, and the staff admitted that several dogs in the shelter had not yet undergone surgery. To pile on, the facility was unclean, there were no bathing facilities, and food for the dogs was left uncovered.
The situation seems to be deplorable because the entire center needs a little bit organization. There is no cleaning as such, and there is staff shortage as well. You know, the condition here is that there are only fans and hardly one particular tube light that is also not functional on this particular side. In the heaty months of the summers, this place must be really hot for these dogs to be kept out in the open like this.
According to MCD sources, Delhi has no dedicated dog shelters and only 20 sterilization centers with a combined capacity for about 2,500 dogs at a time. Experts say controlling the stray population requires sterilizing at least 70% of dogs, a target unlikely to be met with existing systems. But with the Supreme Court's directive in place, they said they are obliged to follow orders despite the challenges. With Milan Sharma and Shreya Chatterjee in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And well, former Indian cricketer Suresh Raina, who appeared before the Enforcement Directorate today, this is in connection with a money laundering case that is linked to illegal online betting platform 1xBet. Raina faced ED questioning over his alleged endorsement of the illegal betting platform 1xBet. Officials asked him about his role in promoting such apps, his awareness of their illegal status, and whether he verified their legality beforehand. He was questioned on contracts, payments received, use of surrogate names like 1xBet and QR codes in these ads. He joins a growing list of celebrities under the ED scanner. Earlier, actor Rana Daggubati was questioned in Hyderabad. In May, Telangana police booked 25 celebrities, including Daggubati and Prakash Raj, for endorsing or associating with betting platforms. The ED is now tracking financial and digital records of others named in the FIR, including actors Manchu Lakshmi, Nidhi Agarwal, Ananya Nagala, and TV actor Srimukhi. And let's now take you through the details of what happened during today's questioning when the ED had Suresh Raina appear before them. Now, this is an India Today exclusive where the ED primarily questioned him on what his role was in endorsing 1xBet or similar apps of this nature. The ED also asked him, was he aware of the apps, that the apps were illegal in India while he went on to endorse them? In fact, the officials also went on to ask him if he had any details of any contracts, the payment that was made, the mode of payment, how exactly and where all was it in his know-how. He was also asked, were you told about surrogate names, QR codes that are linked to such illegal sites? He was also asked whether he had verified legally before endorsing such an ad, whether he had asked his lawyers, whether he had tried to get to the bottom of it, or whether he just walked into it. He was also asked by ED officials, was he aware of rigged gambling algorithms? Now, sometimes these things can be technical, but who all were involved in this decision? How much were his team, his PR associates, and of course Suresh Raina himself involved? Were you in contact with platform operators is also what the ED tried to question him, wanting to know who all are the other names that have emerged and how much was Suresh Raina directly interacting with them. He was also asked in today's questioning, did you promote the app in banned regions? Now this is critical and again comes in as a huge part of how much Suresh Raina knew. We know of other actors who have also been questioned in this regard. Let me get details of how much did Suresh Raina actually cooperate with the ED officials today. Munish Pandey has been on the top of the story trying to tell us, Munish, what happened during today's questioning?
Well, Suyesha, it's been almost 6 hours since the time Suresh Raina is being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. Most of the question by the ED officials is pertaining to the agreement which was made between Suresh Raina and this accused company, which is 1x Bet app, and also the amount which was received by Suresh Raina from this accused company. Now, what here ED wants to know from Suresh Raina is, one is mode of payment, and second, whether Suresh Raina was aware if this app is illegal in this country or not. These are two things which the ED wants to know. But trouble seems to be mounting for Suresh Raina, Suyesha, for a simple reason, because, you know, at this point of time, ED has evidence that Suresh Raina is beneficiary of proceeds of crime, and because he has received money from this accused company, he is facing the heat from ED. Now, what we have been given to understand is that on most of the questions, Suresh Raina has told ED officials that he was not aware that whatever he is doing, it is illegal in country, but ED officials are not going to buy this very easily. They have two targets here. One is to extract the truth from Suresh Raina, and that is why they want all the details, including the documents, whatever agreement was made between Suresh Raina and the accused company. And second, ED officials are also trying to recover the money, and that is why in the next course of action by the ED might be to attach or seize the amount of money which Suresh Raina received from this particular company. So certainly it is going to be extremely important, Suyesha.
Oh yes, Munish, many thanks for getting us the latest. This report, a move that has shaken Silicon Valley, AI startup Perplexity that has offered a staggering $34.5 billion to buy Google Chrome. Yes, the browser used by over 3 billion people. Perplexity is making a bold play, not just for Chrome, but for the future of the internet itself. Here's that report as we say goodbye.
A bold bet by a bold startup. Indian origin tech giant Perplexity, founded just 3 years ago, is offering a jaw-dropping $34.5 billion in cash to buy Chrome, Google's crown jewel in the browser market. With over 3 billion users, Chrome is the world's most used browser. But now, growing antitrust pressure in the US could force Google to divest it. Reports say that US Department of Justice is urging Google to separate Chrome from its search business to prevent monopoly practices. Perplexity wants to be the first one to cash in. In its offer, Perplexity says it will invest $3 billion in Chrome development, keep Google Search as default, and will continue to support the open source Chromium project. Most importantly, it will retain the current staff and infrastructure. Perplexity is best known for its AI-powered answer engine. Experts say the bid, though bold, may be as much about grabbing attention as it is about acquiring Chrome. But Perplexity is not alone in its interest. Earlier this year, court testimony revealed that OpenAI also explored the idea of buying Chrome. In 2023, OpenAI approached Google to gain access to its search API, for use in ChatGPT. But Google declined, citing competitive concerns. So far, Google hasn't responded, but industry insiders say it's unlikely the tech giant would give up Chrome without a legal mandate. If successful, the acquisition would give Perplexity instant scale in its battle against AI rivals such as OpenAI. Chrome is not just a web browser, it is a gateway to enormous amounts of search traffic and user data, both of which are increasingly critical in shaping AI products. Bureau Report, India Today.